Hello Cancer, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are doing amazing. This reading is about the other person for the first half of October. This will give you insights about an ex-partner, could also be someone that ghosted you, or even someone you are not in talking terms with. Please bear in mind that the messages are general. If it doesn't resonate for you, my dear, do check your moon signs and Venus signs as well. Cross watchers, the energies can be vice versa depending on your situation, okay? And if you are interested to join the free reading giveaway, do check the description box down below. The instructions are down below. And the winner shall be announced by the end of the month. With that said, thank you so much for your support, and let's get into this reading. Spirit, any messages please about the other person Cancer is dealing with, first half of October. Any messages please about the other person that Cancer is dealing with, first half of October. Alright, so let's get the deck and see what comes up for you, my dear. Okay, so first card, heart of the matter, is the Three of Wands. It seems like this person could be waiting for a window of opportunity here. Might be that they're trying to send out a message, but they're waiting for you to reciprocate or send a message back here. Alright. It's like they're waiting for their ships to come in as well before taking action. So let's see what's currently blocking this. Nine of Cups. This person sees you as their wish fulfillment here, Cancer, okay? They may have also wished for a mutual kind of communication or response here. They want the communication to be more stable and more consistent for the two of you. Let's see what is the root or cause of this. Wheel of Fortune. You may already had a cycle with this person, one or two cycles, therefore experience one or two breakups or separation with this person already. Feels like there has already been an ending in the past, but it's like it's clearly not the ending for this person just yet. It's like they're still in the loop here, Cancer, and maybe the reason why they're waiting for a window of opportunity with you here, because truthfully, I feel like they're not able to fully release what you guys have had here. Energetically, they're still carrying around, you know, the invisible cord of attachment with you. So they might try to make an effort to resurface back in your life here. They might also be waiting for your response to see if you're still in the loop here. If you're still definitely gonna give them the attention that they want here. It's kind of like an assurance that they want, that you're still on the same page, or might give them a chance again, once again. Might also be a person who constantly changes their mind. That's why with the waiting energy here, some of you guys could have waited for this person to make a final choice, but it's something is failing to launch here from initial stages, right? 3 could also be an indication where there's already a planted seed in the relationship. Basically, there's a foundation, but it's failure to launch to something more tangible, something more long-term, because you could be dealing with a person who's constantly changing their mind. One moment they could be wishing the same things with you, the next they could be changing their priorities, okay? But it's something that I feel some of you guys are already aware of this pattern, right? And essentially what you want is for this person to meet you halfway or give you some form of give and take here, okay? So what you dealt with in the recent past is the Two of Wands. So here's again the energy from a 2 to a 3. So it's taking a while for this person to progress, because it's like the energy of taking 2 steps forward but then 5 steps back, okay? Whenever this person is going to put the attention and effort in, it seems like you guys are, you know, slow and steady, doing progress, but then when they do withdraw, it's like you start from zero. You start from scratch with this person again. That's because, like I said, something about their failure to focus, their failure to sticking to something to see it grow and expand. You know, it's basically seeing it through until the end to manifest. It seems like you could be dealing, for some of you, like if it's not a changing behavior, it's someone's ever-changing mood here. So let's say one moment they could be really preoccupied, overwhelmed, and withdrawn about a specific area of this relationship. And when they can't handle it, they pull back and they shift their focus to something else. And so you guys could be thinking, how can I pull this person back in so we can finally build something solid here? because I feel like you guys want results. You've been waiting for what has been promised from this person from the start. You both have mutually made a decision from the start, and you thought maybe that you guys were on the same page. But as it turns out, because of their ever-changing mood or ever-changing decisions, it's like a stop and go motion, momentum with this person. Okay, let's see what are you currently thinking right now, or the best that can come from the situation. We have the Hierophant, Taurus energy. So yeah, commitment is something that they're thinking of right now. Could be what they're waiting for, or could be what they're making a decision about. Some of you guys, you know that this person is wishing for commitment. They could be thinking that, but to actually make it in tangible steps, that is something that they failed to do here. Might be also that, like I said, they're waiting for their ships to come in. Maybe they're looking to improve their finances before they can finally make something about what they initially promised with you here. Or, you know, if you have been making plans to take things to the next level, I feel like this person is waiting for something in order to make that happen, to be in the same page with you here. Okay, so let's see what is coming in the near future. We have the Eight of Swords. I feel like some of you guys could be dealing with a warrior, or someone who is easily energetically drained with stress. Okay, things that they overthink, that's not necessarily yet happening in their life here. It's like, you know what I said, like 2 steps ahead, 5 steps backward. Not only is this person has a very changing mood, changing decisions, but they could overthink something that's not happening yet. And what this is in turn, you know, saying to me, the reason why they stop and go in this momentum is because they're constantly on the guards up for things that either real or imaginary is causing them stress. But that's not necessarily about you. It's just their inability to trust in the process here. Something tells me like this person maybe is afraid to commit because they're holding back because of their fear. They don't know if they can truly commit, or if they truly want this. But they truly want you here, Cancer. Don't get me wrong. The commitment thing is what makes this person stressed out. The long term. Okay, maybe for some of you, wedding, marriage, having kids, or having home, you know, something about making tangible steps that stresses this person out. But for some of you guys, I feel like what matters to you is that you and this person work hand in hand together and commit. I feel like you guys just really want your person to become more present and not worry too much about stuff that hasn't happened yet. Okay? Maybe something that they dealt with in the past that's blocked them. That's why they think that in the near future, the same thing can happen here. And that's why they're constantly changing their mind, their mood about it. And in turn, they don't feel the emotional fulfillment here. So I feel like, you know, someone could be... this is self-imposed here. I feel like you're communicating with this person, but they're the ones closed off. You want to be able to understand what's going on in their mind in order to talk things out in the past, to come up with a decision that you both can mutually accept here. But it's like right now, it's a self-defeated energy. They're already feeling defeated without even trying, you know? It's self-imposed. So their current energy right now is judgment. See what I mean? They're in the dark here. This is mostly mental, in their mind, in their headspace. There's something here that is a tendency for them to see things in a very, not really negative, but fear, okay? What couldn't work out versus seeing things that could probably work out. Say, for example, if they see the cup with water, they see it as half empty rather than half full. You know, you could be the one thinking like, we can work it out. We can cross the bridge when we get there. We'll find a way. We'll find a solution. We can overcome this. But this person is someone I feel like some of you literally need to draw this person away from a negative space constantly here. And energetically, it affects you because you feel like at some point someone needs to be able to think clearly on their own here. And although you're committed to this person, you also want someone to be strong for you, because it feels like you guys are energetically pulling them constantly away from, a dark spot here, or a negative way of thinking. It's something that you feel by now they should have already overcome. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune can represent, something that they haven't fully cut, maybe a bad habit, a bad pattern, a repetitive pattern in their life. Because once they release themselves, then transformative energies can start flowing in their life here. That's what's blocking this person. Fear-based mentality. Maybe fear of commitment for some of you. So in the environment is the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like they know, okay, that what you guys want is something solid here. They also see that this relationship is heading towards marriage or long-term, like I said. Okay, usually with the 10 of Pentacles, this means that you are the one working hard to establish the foundation. You've been working hard here, Cancer. You're all about home. You're all about family. This is your motivation. You want a sense of belongingness here. And you know that if you marry this person, it's going to be a good alliance. You also see the potential for a strong emotional and spiritual fulfilling love. But they need to overcome their fears here. Might be that they've always been single. They've always walked in life solo here. And there's something about them latching with others or building attachment with others that makes them feel powerless. It's all too new to this person to be able to do this. Because the 3 of Wands can indicate that's the reason why they're waiting for their ships to come in. Because they already have the resources that they need. If you come to look at it, this person is more than ready, but they're making excuses for it because of their fear. Their fear is what's making them make excuses, not to fully dive in this commitment here. Okay, maybe the idea of having kids and moving into a home together could be tapping into a deep-seated insecurity. Maybe they never had this when they were young in their childhood. Their family dynamics, generational sort of conditioning. They never thought that it's possible for them. So in turn, it's something that they haven't fully released. So they fear having that with you because they haven't released and they haven't healed this situation from the past. Something about their family dynamics have been toxic for them as well. So they fear that they are not going to be able to become a better partner for you or better parent for your kids, something like that, because of what they experience. Hopes and fears is the 6 of Wands. So they do hope to release this mental fears, this internal conflict that has been clouding their better judgment, or it could be a past condition that has been inherited, okay, generationally. And this is all subconscious is what I'm getting here, okay, in the realms of subconscious. But what this person needs right now is some help, because the 8 of Swords can indicate getting counseling, talking to people that can give insights, reinforcing some form of deep healing. So one can finally, release a burden from the past that's been weighing them down. And essentially with the butterfly, look at this, a cocoon to a butterfly. This is metamorphosis. This indicates permanent changes. The butterfly can no longer be, going back to a cocoon. So essentially this is what this person needs to get outside their head, uproot any negative energies or condition that they've been accustomed to. And this all is something that they need to deal on their own here, with your help, of course, okay, with your help. They need to face their fears head on, because that will be the only time that they can finally assess what is the root or cause of this. Also, because they fear something that's not happening, they need to embrace it. They need to not avoid this. The only time that someone can overcome their fear is if they actually experience something that they fear, because that's when they know if this is truly for them or not. How can you fear something you haven't experienced just yet on your own? That's what I'm seeing for this person. And if they don't confront it, it will just keep, this loop, this cycle will just keep playing on the same way over and over again. They might be pushing any potential commitment from others, or maybe in their relationships, they push people away when they do want to get closer to someone, intimate with someone. It could be a lot of things, right? Intimacy, trust issues, commitment issues. It depends on who you're dealing with. But essentially, they need to release some inherited pattern, condition, and fear that's taking a hold in their decisions, in their life here. Okay, so what's probably going to happen in the near future, we have the Tower. Okay, for some of you though, I feel like with the Tower, this person will be experiencing a Tower moment after a Tower, because this, to me, the Tower is spiritually awakening. Yes, it could be shocking, it could be scary, it could be something unforeseen, but to be honest, it's a release here of a sense of Tower. Okay, the Tower can represent our own self here. Whichever is limiting, whichever is constraining, or feels like no longer growing, a foundation that's also built on maybe like this generational conditioning, it needs to be released so someone can break the pattern, okay, and finally forge on a new path. It feels like the Hierophant can also mean like, you know, what has been passed on, right? Traditionally passed on. Values, methods, thinking, okay, a traditional path. So this seemed to be a little bit limiting for them. And with these two cards together, it's like Spirit is saying someone needs to liberate themselves from what felt like very controlling and suppressive or oppressive for them. Okay, and in return, once they break free from what is causing them limitation and restraint, I feel like that's the only time they can actually be free to see love and relationships in a whole new light, okay? This is turning out to be a very spiritually awakening reading for this person. See, Four of Cups. That's why they're emotionally closed off right now. Or there's the energy of, yeah, not giving their cup here. Constantly feeling they're not ready for love or for commitment. But they need to dig deeper here as to why they're constantly feeling this way. Because we have the Nine of Cups, so subconsciously they desire for mutual love, but their conscious mind is telling them you're not ready, you're not prepared. Again, there's the element of moon, so they're confused as to why they're doing this. It's like whenever you guys are away from each other, there's the element of pride here holding this person back from admitting their true feelings towards you. They know that they messed up from pushing you away, but they can't help it as well because their conscious mind is blocked. It's telling them no, commitment is not for you, this is not what you really want. But subconsciously deep down, that's why they're feeling maybe gloomy, sad, or maybe regretting their decision about leaving you, is because deep down they want love. Okay, that's the wish fulfillment card, but they're not recognizing that, or they might be in denial about that. Okay, why is the Nine of Cups here, please, Spirit? The Strength card. So yeah, look at that, it's currently being blocked, and the Strength card indicates looking inwards to yourself, what needs to be changed, what needs to be changed, and what needs to be letting go of, what needs to be released. So in the process, one can tame oneself, because you know, when this is currently being blocked, it's like someone is giving in with their nature, someone is giving in on what has been familiar. They don't want to conquer their desires. They don't want to conquer what has been passed on them, because if they do overcome this and if they do tame it, it's essentially an indication that someone has already transcended. They're able to control, they're able to overcome any impulses. The Strength also being blocked, like someone could also have suffered into something. I don't want to say, because it's not going to be for all, but I'm getting this really specifically. For some of you, they have had some very damaging relationships in the past, might have been an abusive relationship in the past, and this has tampered their idea or distorted their idea about love and relationships. That's what I'm seeing, because they suffered like an abuse here from someone. All right. And so, like, you can see this. If someone is also not good with apology, they're not good with explaining their feelings, they could be pushing people away when in fact they want someone to get more closer. That's because deep down they're afraid to look into their inner strength here. And it's like they've been conditioned and accustomed to act in a certain type of way, okay? Maybe they were exposed in their childhood with family dynamics that's constantly fighting, constantly, arguing with one another, something like that. So Queen of Swords, you could also be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. but some of you guys have put an ending or cut communication with this person simply because I feel like you know their patterns already. You know that they have this potential of coming in and out of your life, ever changing their decisions. The Mother of Swords is definitely rational, intelligent, and perceptive. So you know someone's patterns, like I said, you know their tendency to change their minds a lot. But you're standing firm on facts here is what I'm seeing, Cancer. You're waiting for some truth as well, for some facts about why they're behaving this way. You want to be able to understand, okay, your partner. Why is the Two of Wands here? We have the Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords indicates that there has been a start or a new relationship, but like I said, it failed to launch here. In the beginning, there has been some form of clarity. You thought that you were clear about the terms, about where you guys are heading, or maybe your goals as a couple. But then you've encountered some form of plateau in your relationship, and you don't know why this person all of a sudden, once again, is pulling back here. Or behaving, you know, unpredictably. We have the Nine of Swords. Yep, I feel like they're, like I said, something about commitment, family dynamics, that they fear the most here. This is, again, self-imposed fears. Nine of Swords meaning they're grieving about their relationship as well. They feel guilty, but they don't want to admit it. Or maybe for some of you, they're haunted about a previous commitment or family dynamics, or maybe a person and a pattern, a system, right? This can mean organized institution, family dynamics, community. Something about them being haunted by, you know, giving in to such a uptight or rigid, authoritative situation. It's like it doesn't work for this person. They don't work well with confrontation as well, or they need to overcome this fear. This is what I'm seeing here. Fear of commitment. Let's see. Why is the Nine of Swords here, please, Spirit? We have the Five of Wands. So, yeah, their mind is... There's a lot of cards indicating that someone's mind could be a little bit scattered here, okay? All over the place. Like I said, they have a tendency to think things that are not yet happening. They fear commitment, but at the same time, they want it. They don't know how to act when it's already being offered to them, because like I said, in the past, they never had a chance to enjoy what it's like to be really in a family dynamics or love, mutual commitment. And though they want it, it's because they are unable to ease themselves in it. I feel like that's their tendency of making impulsive decisions or pushing others away here. There has also, yeah, like fear of the unknown. They feel like things will not work out, or they fear like it will cause, you know, drama in their life, because it has been a dramatic experience in the past for them. There were a lot of fights and arguments in their environment. So they're thinking a lot about this stuff here. But they can't also help but they're also like trying to suppress how they feel towards you. It's an inner conflict, okay? It's an inner conflict that they're battling with right now. Why is the Judgment card here, please? The World. So, yeah, this person, for some of you with the World card, you already had 1 or 2 cycles with this person. But essentially, this means, you know, closure, tying any loose ends. It can also indicate lessons being learned. Someone with the Judgment card needs to make a final decision so that they can also ascend to their higher self, meaning maturity, meaning, you know, starting a new chapter of their life. Because if you study Tarot, right, the Fool goes on a journey, and this is the final point, the World. That means they learned all the lessons that they needed here. And since what they're thinking right now is the 5, right, the Hierophant, transition, they might be here right now understanding still the lessons that have been passed down on them from generations before them. So they're having a little bit of a time releasing that, and it's basically a synthesis of all the lessons that they have culminated. And because they're unable to process that, and they have all these fears going on, that they don't know right now if they're in the right time, mind space, and heart space to fully commit here. I hope this is all making sense for you, Cancer. So why is the 10 of Pentacles here, please? 2 of Pentacles. Some of you guys could be dealing with a long-term or long-distance relationship. That's what I'm trying to say, long-distance relationship. And so you could be waiting for this person to make a choice, whether they're willing to make a sacrifice to go all out. They're having a hard time making a choice here, or balancing love and other commitments. Why is the Two of Wands here, please, Spirit? We have the Six of Pentacles. Like I said, some of you guys are hoping for mutual love, or this person could be hoping for mutual love deep down. They essentially want to be a butterfly here and change for the best. They want to overcome their fears. But how can they overcome their fears? That's the question here. Because I feel like the only person blocking this person is themselves. Not you, not environment, because they can make a way if they want to, right? They can readjust their situation if they want to. But the question here is, are they willing to really look into themselves and release the fear? Because I feel like the only person really standing in between the two of you is this person and their willpower to release their fears. Why is the Tower card here, please, Spirit? The Star card. Amazing. Tower and Star. Look at that. From something declining and falling apart to now restoration, regeneration, and healing. With the Star card, you know, this is a process this person is going through. Like I said, eventually this person will release themselves from outdated beliefs, outdated patterns. Yes, it could be a little bit frightening because it could be signifying some form of rebelling from what was familiar, from what has been conditioned on them, okay, from what they were used to or who they were used to, because this can indicate like they're going to be permanently changed here if they want to, right? Or universe is going to force them to change here. And since you already had 1 or 2 cycles with this person, regardless if you guys are going to stick around or walk away, they're going to be forced to change here with the Star card. Because this can no longer keep going this way. This is a stunt of growth. This is the energy of plateauing. And you both cannot energetically build a foundation when things are, you know, the foundation is pretty much loose here. It's based on ego, pride, and maybe lack of growth. So I feel like with the Star card, this can mean healing of the connection. Like I see you guys needing to take a break from this relationship so both of you can heal individually. The Star card can indicate like it's going to be a positive news overall. There's going to be a sense of healing. Healing mostly for this person, because I feel like they're really battling with some, I don't want to say psychological, but it's a mental condition, or it's a pattern. It's a generational pattern here that maybe for them they're afraid of commitment, or commitment is not for them because they've been treated bad in the past, or they may have not had a good experience within, you know, when they were trying to build or develop themselves growing up. So let's get additional messages for you, my dear Cancer. That was a little bit of a heavy energy, but I feel like if anything, you're being guided to know that this person might be going through something life-changing. Your relationship with this person is also one of the factors as why this person is seeking out some changes. You made this person feel something. You convinced this person something as well. And even if you see it or not, I feel like you were one of the strongest factors as to why this person is now being led by Spirit and Universe to evolve, okay, and release some outdated patterns or behavior or fear. Okay, additional messages please for Cancer and this other person Cancer is dealing with. Okay, let's get this card. We have Peaks of Joy. We also have Intention, okay, and Coming Apart. So I feel like this is definitely for this person, not so much about the dynamics and when is this person going to reach out, because I feel like what Spirit wants to bring to the forefront is this person's intention of finding joy in their life. Because I feel like they could be mentally still in a dark spot, being clueless, or maybe not setting intentions about finding their joy and happiness. It might be that they're totally closed off about the idea after all. That's the reason why for most of you, I feel like, you know, even if you keep giving this person love, trying to save this person, trying to heal this person, no matter what you do, it's like if they don't want that on their own, not that your efforts are in vain, but you feel like it's so hard to change someone, because truthfully it starts on their own here. if they set the intention to change, they can attract happiness and love. But it requires coming apart first, because like I said, your relationship could have been one of the few factors why this person will suddenly have a realization. Okay, the Tower card could be something shocking, unexpected. You could be also seeking out your freedom. You could also be finding out what else is out there, because you're going to set your intention towards your own happiness. And you need to also break away from this relationship because you deserve some healing, some freedom. That's for most of you guys. It's been a long overdue situation for some of you, 1 or 2 cycles, like I said. Okay, so I feel like if anything, this is a time where you must focus on setting boundaries, focus on your healing, release what's needed to be released so you can be back in a state of joy. Okay, no longer something weighing you down, but a form of being lighthearted. And then whatever you set your intentions into, Cancer, whether it's healing for yourself or for this person, universe is going to hear that message, and that's going to be the energy that's going to be bounced back at you here. Okay, so that is your reading. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I know it's not going to resonate for all, but if it does, let me know in the comment section. I'm sending you love and light, and namaste.